you have a favorite moment in Firefly? I know you're stuck on the ship a lot, but is there an episode that sticks out for you as, hey, this is exactly what I set out to do and this is what I wanted to do?
I think that the memory that sticks out for me the most would be objects in space, because I got to be on set with Joss every day.
Do you ever think about that iconic character of River and think, you know, what may have happened to her, what her life might have been like? Or do you just let go of a character when you're done with it?
No, I haven't let go. No, I haven't. I think that she was going to be captain next season.
Does Jane get to stay around?
Of course.
We're calling on you, Summer Glau. You're the recognizable dream of these guys. What was that like?
Well, I was shooting Terminator, and we shared a lot of the same streets. We both worked on Warner Brothers lot. I think they were trying to make me seem cooler than I was. You know, I was trying to act cool, but that's really not. I'm really not like that. You know, and I think they were trying to make me funny. You know, a funnier version of me. So I don't think that I would have reacted quite the way that I did on the show, but. It took a lot of takes to get that performance. I know that's hard to believe, but I just kept laughing, and they were so funny. I was very charmed by them all. About Terminator was that I didn't have to do any kung fu. I just got to break things all the time. And I got to, you know, it was definitely a different style of fighting, and a very different character. I felt that when I first of all, I didn't want to go on the audition for Terminator. I was on the phone with my mom, and she yelled at me and said, you know, you're an actress and you need to go to that audition. So I went to the audition and ended up getting cast and not really knowing. I had never seen Terminator before, and pretend that we were Terminators and think about how our Terminators would move. And each one of us had a different, we were all three a different model. And so we each sort of built our characters from a physical place first. It was really fun. Thomas Decker makes so much fun of my Terminator walk. And sometimes he catches me doing it in real life. She's a very pretty girl. Again, that was sort of a natural thing for me because when I was high school age, I never really went to school, and because I was dancing during the day. And so I guess from my perspective, I had a lot of fascination for girls that were my age that I perceived as normal or popular or cool. And so that's just kind of what naturally happened to me when I was working with Liza and trying to build the character of Bennett. That's just how it seemed to me.
Wow, nice couch. What his mom was like, what his dad was like, and we had theorized that perhaps he had come from a middle-class upbringing and had just dabbled in, you know, mercenary work and in his imagination, and time to me and saying, "We just love Firefly. You're gonna do more, right?" And so I tweeted like if somebody won the Mega Millions and they were a Firefly fan, that they would give us another, just write a check. Thank you, Seattle. Someone was very kind enough to come up to my table and hand this t-shirt off to me, so I appreciate the gift. I love that. Damn it, Joss.
I came up with this idea a while ago after being a fan of Joss Whedon's works for a very long time. I started with Buffy, and you know, there are lots of deaths in Whedon's shows. On the back of their shirt are over 40 names. Most of the people that we're gonna miss are there. I gave one to Summer for Bennett. But
Well, it's an honor to be on your shirt, damn it.
it's an honor. I'm so glad you're wearing it right now.
Right.
It's awesome.
It was a great story about friendship, and it's timely with bullying going on so much in the news these days. And so it would be nice to highlight that. The problem with my Bodyguard reboot is that the resolution is a fistfight, which I don't know would play so well. I talked to a teacher earlier, and she said, gosh, it's such a nice movie. Love to get that shown to my kids. And I said, well, your principal would probably have to sign off on the fist fight part, resolution. And she said, I'll never fly. Because, when I was a kid, we would go to the park and at 3:15 and we'd duke it out. And you'd get some bloody noses. And then if there was a problem, the dads would get together and say, no, shake hands and never let it happen again. Okay, Dad, that's fine. I remember I did that once with my dad, and as we were walking away, he goes, that kid's dad's. I would say the highlight of my career has been rooms like this. I've been in maybe 100 rooms like this with people like you, sending love my way, or with Summer, if she's sitting, or the panel. I've done it with Chuck, I've done it with Firefly, and it means more to me than just dancing around on a set, creating a character, figuring out what the props do. That's fun, but this is the feedback you don't get when you're working in a film, so I really appreciate, again, the love that you throw our way. It's right back to it.
Please welcome to Emerald City Comicon, James and Oliver Phelps.
Hello.
Unless they're playing an April Fool's joke on me. Oliver is right next to me, and James is next to him. Yeah, all right. What happened to your red hair?
Well, it actually went back in the bottle, thank God. Yeah, we actually dyed our hair when we were filming Potter, so on and off for just over 10 years, we learned the differences between certain hair dyes and how often you had to get your roots touched up, and really manly stuff. Stuff like that. It was another learning experience on what we did.
Now, this is your first time to Seattle in the Pacific Northwest. Have you been able to sneak out of your hotel and look around the city?
Yeah, actually, we landed late on Friday night, and I brought my nice camera with me, so I was able to go and get some shots of the city, which looked quite cool, and like the Space Needle lit up and the market and everything. And last night, after yesterday's quite hectic day, Oliver and I managed to go and see the Sounders going down the stage. We've been to a few MLS games, but I have to say that's the loudest crowd we've heard in the States. So. And we got to the read-through, and we still didn't know who was Fred or George. We knew we both were Fred and George, but we didn't know who was going to be who. And it was literally about 5 minutes before we all sat down to read, and we were sort of like, don't know who was who yet. And we said to Janet Hudson, who was the head casting director, we were like, Janet, so, who's Fred and who's George? And she's like, oh, that's really good, that's really good. No, Janet, who's Fred and who's George? So when she clicked that we weren't playing around, she was, oh, okay, so she went over to Chris Columbus, David Heyman, and J.K. Rowling. And I like to think that they were like, oh, didn't you get the memo with the big board meeting we had about this? And this came back and she said, James, you're Fred, Oliver, you're George, and that was it for 11 years. this is totally untrue, by the way. That we'd switch roles.
It's what we read. It's what we were told during an interview.
Yeah. So the interview starts off. So you've done loads of switching parts and everything. We're like, once, twice, maybe in a rehearsal. No, but you switch parts. They found out towards the end of filming had to reshoot the whole movie again because of beauty. How do you feel about that? Like, what? But no, I mean, we never really tried it. We probably did once, twice, maybe on the first film. And then we realised that this is actually a multi-million-dollar thing. We probably should consider it.
Let's talk about the final Harry Potter film.
Spoiler alert. It's on DVD now, though, like everyone's.
What was it like you're looking down on your brother who's...
No, that was probably the worst day on filming, I think, of all the times we've been filming, because obviously to get to that emotional point, you have to relate it to something in your life, so it's pretty to relate it. Yeah, it wasn't pleasant at all. It wasn't good. And I was told I assumed it would be a close set, and there's more people than in this room right now watching me cry like an Emmerdale.
That's probably the easiest day for me.